Hi, welcome to the Shabby And Man podcast.
We're partners, parents, podcasters, broadcasters,
And everything else in between.
and it's absolutely delightful to be doing our first podcast from home.
Well, when you say home, you mean this Charaha?
Well, my home is not too far from my Choraha in the
By the
sense
way,
that,
we're in the middle of this intersection, this crossing with autos, buses, taxis,
As you can probably
shops,
hear.
Thelawalas.
yes, it's just after 11 o'clock on a Saturday. And one thing we noticed, both of us noticed, we come to India ever so often, but something we noticed this time was that everything opens late and it stays open until
You know,
late
it always takes time to adjust.
to a few things,
Most things for me.
most things. What was it for you that took time?
You know, crossing the road, I forgot that, you have to be super alert.
Yeah, it's an
And-
adventure.
And you have to be brave and brazen. You can't wait for anyone to stop for you.
Yeah.
If you stand at a zebra crossing, you're going to be standing there all day.
You were saying that you
just
were
got to walk it.
you were standing with a group of people the other day thinking they were all waiting to cross the road, but it was
I-
actually
yeah,
a bus stop.
It was actually, they were waiting for a
An
bus.
unmarked bus stop.
After about 7-8 minutes, I thought, why is no one crossing the road?
Yeah. I think for me what took a little getting used to was, again, as you're saying, it has to do with traffic, but this constant hum of traffic, noise, people laughing, chattering through the night. We are so used to our double glazed silence in London, through the night at least. You know, during the day you don't notice the
You don't
sound
feel
so
it
much.
that
You don't
much.
feel it that much. But at night, just stray dogs barking, people honking. That takes a little getting used to.
Well, I enjoy it.
Yeah. Also, I think going to shops. You know, we've been shopping a few times.
Well, that's where my haggling skills come into full fruition.
Yes. Not just haggling, but also
I feel I have to haggle with everyone.
yeah.
No,
That
I
is
don't- I don't-
terrible.
I don't feel right.
That is terrible. It's something you wouldn't dream of doing in London.
I know.
But also going from shop to shop and having
No,
to
at
hand
the
over
end-
your bags.
At the end, I normally give them what they want.
Yeah.
Just makes me feel better when they say, okay, we'll give you 10 rupees off.
Yeah. Now we're both foodies, and one of the main attractions for coming to India, besides visiting family and friends, is food, right?
It is.
And
Now,
I'm
our
s-
next stop is Delhi, which is for me the real food capital.
Yeah, it's the food that we know the best. Even South India, I think, is
No, but
quite
I'm
adventurous.
really stocking up on dosa and idli here
And filter coffee.
and filter coffee.
And I think for both
Filter
of us,
coffee.
yeah, kapi.
You have to say it right.
For both of us, I think, the charm doesn't lie in eating in these plush 5-star joints, because I feel that one restaurant in a 5-star hotel is virtually the same as another restaurant anywhere in the world. You expect a certain kind of service. But to come to a vibrant, colorful, beautiful country like India and not sample the street food scene.
By the way, I wonder if you all can hear the ambience. Can you hear the autos going by?
Yeah.
Because we're actually sitting in the middle of the road with a mobile phone.
Well, not in the middle of the road, but a cafe which is
Yeah,
on the,
yeah.
which is virtually in the middle of the road. But you've been sampling a lot of cutting chai, a lot of filter kapi,
I have,
a lot
I
of
have.
very dodgy looking snacks
Now,
from
what
these
happened-
roadside dhabas.
I know what she's trying to say. Day before yesterday, let's just say that I had Delhi belly, even though I'm not in Delhi.
Yeah.
Let's put it this, without getting too graphic, everything that had to come out came out.
Okay, please stop.
For about half a day.
Yes, that's
But
fine.
luckily it was just half a day, and then I was back to normal.
Yeah.
I'm trying to work out what it was. Could it be the sambar with my idli? Could it be the pani in which the pan was?
Soaked.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it could have been anything. Could have been the water. Could have been anything.
Yeah. But I think we are hardy enough to adapt to it and get by and kind of get back on track. It didn't happen to me, it happened to you. But that's one of the joys. For me, it is like having the amrood from the amrood wala, having the bhutta which is just been done in front of you, although there's traffic whizzing past and you don't even want to know where the bhutta wala's hands have been or how clean the cloth is where he's wiping his hands.
You can't analyze everything.
You can't. It's the fun of
Living.
street food.
It's called living.
It is living.
It's called life.
And this is the real street food scene. In London we are so used to the sanitized little street food stalls, which are al fresco, as they say, out in the open, but everything else is very clean, right? Here it's all a leap of faith, but it's never let me down, so I'm not going to question it now. Anything else on your agenda? We've been to the usual hangouts. I think we're taking a train outside of the big city on Monday, which is also going to be very exciting. A train ride into the nature.
I was very keen that the kids go on a train ride.
Yeah.
I spent my youth
Yeah.
jumping on trains, looking out the window,
Yeah.
trying to negotiate the toilet and not pull the red chain.
Yes.
It's great fun.
But
Getting off at stops, having a quick cup of tea, getting back before the train moves.
But as my father reminded me, India is no longer the same India of our childhood. My dad is saying that, you wouldn't dream of traveling unreserved. So you have to reserve your seats. You have to be, if people prefer an AC chair car, it's no longer that berth where you're jostling for space and, you don't know if you get up and go to the toilet for 2 seconds, you don't know if the seat is going to be there when you come back. It's no longer that.
And you're taking all the fun away from
it.
you.
It is taking all the...
Maza hi nikal.
No, but India has moved on as well. As we were saying the other day, we were comparing coffee shops and we were saying, what is the charm of having a Starbucks here when the coffee at your roadside dhaba is just as good, more authentic, when your coffee at these other cafes, which are not as flash as Starbucks, is just as good, right?
It's a status symbol.
It's a status thing. I think because
It's the
Starbucks has come to
AC, the
India.
sofa.
Let's not forget how it almost came to a riot-like situation outside the first IKEA that opened 2 days ago in Hyderabad, right? Not too far from Bangalore.
Yeah.
And I don't think IKEA has ever been in the news in the national dailies elsewhere in the world as it was 2-3 days ago in India because everybody was making a
No,
beeline.
there was a riot in the one in Tottenham also.
Yeah,
Not
because
far
they were
from
giving
us.
away free stuff.
They're giving away free stuff.
So I think it's
an IKEA ploy, I reckon.
It's amusing to see things that we take for granted or things that have been around in the West for a very long time, how they're making inroads into India. And at least the first few years, although Indians are well traveled now, they travel around the world, they know exactly what's trendy outside. They kind of react to it differently when they see it at home. A Starbucks is a status symbol. In London, in England, it routinely features at the bottom of the coffee shop list.
Now that we've worked out how to use this damn machine on the go, we'll just keep you updated. Actually, we'll bore you to death.
Yeah, because we're going to be traveling through lots of other exciting places and we're here for another couple of weeks. In the meantime, thank you so much for listening to the Shabby and Man podcast. Thank you so much for following us, for downloading us. Don't forget to find us and recommend us to your friends. Feel free to comment, of course. We are on all the usual podcast sites like
Stitcher, Podbean,
iTunes,
Google Podcasts.
Google
you know the
Podcasts
stuff.
and elsewhere.
Till next time, Khuda Hafiz, Tata,
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Namaskar.